Good evening, everyone. This is Debbie Wetzler, and I'm coming to you now from Maryland. I've been in North Carolina after Envision for about a week, doing meetings and presentations there. I was with Dr. David Silverman last Wednesday when he presented at the fire engine station. We had 70 people that night. He's been going on his tour. He went into Alabama and South Carolina. Now he's in Florida tonight. He'll be doing the DeLand meeting tonight. He's been having very good turnouts, and so we're very happy that all these new people are learning about Asea and what it can do for you. To get us started today, I'm going to show you a very quick, I'm going to share my screen and show you a very quick flyer that is coming out this coming Thursday. So we want everybody to know about this. Gina Moran is going to host a Discover Asea on the Discover Asea site that Alan Noble will let her use. She's going to be interviewing Dr. Dick Walker, Dr. Maureen Hayes, Dr. David Silverman, Jerry White, and Dr. Foster Malmet. She will be going over these medical people with us, and this will not be about how great the product is and what it does for people. This is going to be more about why they looked at the business of it and how in this day and age, especially with HMOs and everything else on all the insurance, that crazy insurance that doctors have to get that costs them thousands of dollars, they look, because so many of them, as was just gone over within Envision, go into a great deal of debt to go through medical school and then their internship. And they come out with a great deal of debt expecting to make pretty good money. And a lot of times they're not making the money that they used to make before all this stuff in the United States and around the world came up. So she's going to be discussing that with them. And it will be a fabulous thing to get all medical people, no matter what kind of, they don't have to be a doctor. They could be a PT. They could be a nurse. They could be a physician's assistant. They could be anything in the medical field. And I think they might find this very, very interesting. So in order to tell you a little bit more about it, I've invited Dr. Dick Walker to be on our team phone call tonight. And Dr. Walker, are you on? Because I can't see you.
I am, yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, I don't know that he needs an introduction. I think you should all know who Dr. Dick Walker is, but for anybody new on the line, Dr. Dick Walker just astounds me. He has been an ER physician for many, many years, but he's also done so much with his life. He has hiked more than 14,000-foot peaks and above, I think, than pretty much anyone in Asea. And he used his training in order to go in and rescue people from those missions. And some of the stories he can tell are just fascinating about what he's been through and how dangerous. He's almost lost his life several times himself. And so he has such quite a huge amount of experience with helping people. And he has joined us in Asea, which we are very proud and honored to be working with him. And he lives in Spokane, Washington, in a beautiful home that he and his wife have built. And so this is Dr. Dick Walker, and he's going to be talking to us about this very special event on Wednesday night. So Dr. Walker, over to you.
Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, I've done some really crazy things in my life. I wouldn't call Asea crazy, but I would call it a little bit different.
Yes.
I think my mother was still alive when I got into Asea, and she did tell me one time that she never dreamed that her son, the doctor, would be out there selling salt water, but she took it, and it gave her some really, really good benefits. Gave her eyesight back, gave her her mental clarity back, and it gave her a lot of mobility back that she had lost. And so she was one of my first guinea pigs. She was my first guinea pig over 90. She was 94 when she started taking it. Nancy,
Wow.
my wife, was my other one. She was much younger, but also had very dramatic relief. And Debbie and my wife, Nancy, are good friends. So, I think, gosh, that's one of the benefits of this business is you get so many new good friends that I'll tell you when, in a professional family, Nancy and I, we didn't see much of each other because we were working different shifts, and we really didn't have time for friends. And Asea has just been so great in that regard. So let me talk about the webinar on Wednesday. I do want to announce that Gina Moran just went triple diamond about 2 hours ago.
That's fantastic. Oh my gosh, that's great.
Breaking news. I just got the text and just talked to her. She's I'll tell you, she has been working her everything off for the last week. I mean, I haven't even been able to get through to her unless it was her calling me for a three-way, because she was just on the phone all the time. But she made it, and we're pretty happy, pretty proud of that. That's my first triple diamond in my organization, so I'm pretty proud of her. So I did want to announce that, and you'll be able to edify her by hopping on this doctor medical professional panel, which she and I mostly, Gina put it together, and she's going to be moderating it. You've got a couple of doctors, podiatrist, chiropractor, and a physical therapist. So you've got a pretty good across the realm variety of health professionals, not just all docs and not just all chiropractors. So should be attractive to a lot of medical professionals. And instead of talking about the product and the technology, we're really going to try to focus on the freedom, the lifestyle, the financial benefits that it has given all of us. Because quite frankly, even though we're all enthralled and in love with the products and the technology, if there wasn't a business model associated with this, we would not be doing what we do. Because it's the business model that's really given us a lifestyle and the time to get out there and promote Asea, promote this technology. And so we just really want to be honest about that and tell people why it is. If any of you were at Envision, I can't remember which speaker it was, but he had everybody stand up who was essentially there because of the business. And there weren't very many people still in their seats. And so this is a business of creating residual income, which is the magical formula that gives all of us time to have a life. And I like to tell people that I didn't think I'd ever be able to convince the insurance company to pay me over and over and over again for the same procedure that I did 5 or 6 years ago. I'm lucky if they pay me the first time. But I've got people in my Asea business who I started 6.5 years ago who are still on auto ship, who are still, benefiting from this wonderful technology. And every time they get a case of Asea, I get a little thank you check in the mail. So it's an awesome business, and I think you're going to hear a similar edification of the company, the product, and the business model on Wednesday. So don't miss it, and get as many people as you can in the medical field on there, because I'm telling you, I don't think there's too many medical professionals, at least the MDs and things that I know, who don't have a significant amount of financial pain. And new doctors who are all excited about practicing medicine, on average, unless they have very rich parents, are coming out of school with $250,000 in the school debt. So that's a big nut to crack before they really have any sort of financial freedom, and they're going to be working 50 to 60 or more hours a week to try to get there. And so this is a great story to tell them. And I think it was Chuck at Envision who went through the model of how many years of education and kind of on-the-job training that we have to do as physicians before we ever make a nickel. And the amount of debt that we go into and our parents go into, and it's huge. And Asea, within 3 years in Asea, I was making more than I ever made as a physician. And it kind of made me scratch my head and say, gosh, I wish Asea had been around 35 years ago when I started this whole medical career, but it wasn't. So, you pay your dues and you do what you need to do. But I'm able to help more people now in bigger ways than I ever could in my medical practice. And I'll say that on that webinar. And quite frankly, I don't know why any medical professional wouldn't want to at least learn about what we're doing and have it as something they could offer to their patients. So that's what we're going to tell people. And I think it's going to be a great tool. We'll record it. It'll be available afterwards. I've decided that I just added a role to the rest of my life, and that is to bring Asea to the medical community in a big way. And that's where my recruiting is going to go. 6 years ago, they weren't ready to hear about it. Now they're starting to get ready. And so if you've got medical professionals that you want to have take a look at this, I think this webinar would be a good starting point for them. So I think we'll have enough spots. That's why we're using Allen's so that we got plenty of room for people. And I hope you can make it, and I hope you can bring some friends along to see it, or just send out the URL and get them on there, and then do the follow-up and see if they're interested in learning more about what we're doing.
Absolutely. And we're so happy that you did have your experience, even though you wish the SIA had been around, just because it gave you just so much more ability and prestige, I think, in my mind anyway. And I can tell you also that you just continue to look younger and younger and younger on this stuff from when you first started. And I guess the happiest I've been is when I heard your story about Thanksgiving and being able to finally spend some time, some beautiful quality time with your family. That touched me more than most stories I've heard so far. So can't tell you how excited I am that you're doing so well. And congratulations on Gina, because I know that helps. And it's just wonderful. So, and thank you for being a friend too. I really enjoy being around you and Nancy. You're just amazing, beautiful people. Thank you so much.
That's the other thing that's so cool about ASEA is, like, we're not connected in any way financially, but we're connected as friends. And I don't have a big history in any other bunch of other companies, but I think this is atypical. And I think the ethos of ASEA is atypical in this kind of business model. And it just is what makes it what it is, in addition to the strength of our products. And if you don't appreciate that, go into the back office and watch those ethos videos. And oh, by the way, if you've been waiting for them, the Justin's presentation and Chuck's presentations, PowerPoints, just popped into the library in the back office if you want to access and use those. So.
Fabulous. That's wonderful. Yeah, Chuck's was great. Well, they both were, but yeah.
They just showed up a couple hours ago. I've been anxiously waiting for them.
Absolutely.
And I think they're going to be a great tool for us, especially in business recruiting. So.
Yeah, and Chuck's you could send out to your medical people and just say, here, take a look at this, and we're going to have maybe an answer for you Wednesday night. That would be great. Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. Thanks for that information.
You bet. Okay, I'll see you later, Debbie.
Yep, you will. Thank you so much. Very nice to have you on.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. All right, so that was Dr. Dick Walker. He is truly amazing. I wish everybody could sit and talk to him at some point just to hear some of his stories. And maybe you'll get a chance to do that at some point. I hope he's on stage talking at one point to let us know a little bit more about him. Wish there was more time for that now. It just seems like we've gotten so big and we don't have as much time for people up on stage to hear some of their background stories and things. Anyway, so I wanted to, of course, welcome new people. I would like to get to the rank advancements and everything. And I've been in North Carolina, as I said. I heard some very powerful testimonials, but I just didn't get in time to be able to call and see if somebody could be a testimonial for us. I'll get that lined up for next week. Next week, we're going to have Leland Duck on the team phone call. He's agreed to be on to talk to us about, because I just find the way Terry Latham and he do this strategic rhythm of the business and how he got people lined up so that he could go the different places at the different times. And we've had a discussion about that. So he's going to be on for about 15 or 20 minutes next week to talk to us about that. Because as you're starting your organizations, you really need to have time to be able to get to your people and to have things, events with them, be it Zooms or live events, and to get them started so that they can keep excited and keep bringing new people to them. And so he's going to go over that with us because he's a master at it. And so he's agreed to give us that time on our phone call next week. So be looking forward to that. So do we have anyone who's had kind of a really fun short testimonial? Anything happened recently about anything for anybody who would like to share?
Hey, Debbie,
Yes, Steve.
I got something for you.
Okay, great.
I went to the doctor's office and I had my normal blood work, and it's a year exactly. And actually, I had the blood work done on Monday after Thanksgiving, and I really eat bad for like 4 days. So I got my blood work done. They pulled my blood work. My cholesterol dropped 15 points. It dropped down to 153.
Wow.
And he tested me with food in my system too. My testosterone level went up. Not by much, but still, men in 58, your testosterone level does not go up. My
Right.
testosterone level went from 504 to 510. And my PSA level was 0.6.
Wow.
Crazy numbers. Crazy numbers.
Steve, that's amazing, and that's great.
That was the most, that doesn't happen.
No, thank you. That's an amazing.
Yep.
That's an amazing testimonial.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
I was very happy with that.
Jackie, my daughter, just private messaged me, and she has a very short one also that might help people. It's maybe a little embarrassing, but she is willing to share it, she told me. Go ahead, Jackie.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. It's a little, embarrassing.
You're echoing. Okay, there you go. Okay. Now you're not.
But I even told Mackenzie Buck, and she's like, don't tell me that again. I had a really, really bad ingrown hair from shaving, and it got very, very infected. And it was really right where like my underwear hit, so it was very, very comfortable, and it got very, very infected, like I said. So I soaked it in Asea. I soaked a paper towel in Asea, laid it on there for about an hour, and then I used the serum a few times, and then it popped overnight. And so I just encourage anyone that if they are struggling with a really bad pimple or ingrown hair or something like that, just soak Asea in a paper towel and then use the serum. So it works.
Yes, and you've had that happen a few times because you seem to get ingrown hairs and then create boils, and it just comes to a head and opens up and releases because they're so painful. And so that's what happened to her overnight. So thanks, Jackie. I know that. Anyway, thank you for sharing.
I can share a brief one for you if you want me to, Deb.
Sure. Yes. It's always great for new people to hear these.
I can share my eye, but I can share what happened at conference.
Sure.
Just turned 66 the end of December.
Speak up.
I just turned 66 at the end of December. And as I was at conference, I stepped out of my seat to speak to someone. And when I turned to go back to my seat, there was a backpack that I stumbled over, and I went flying. It was a full body fall down the aisle. And my body instinctively curled into tucked and rolled. And all I came out of that fall with, and it was a hard fall, is a sprained finger. And I've been nursing the finger with gel and stuff, and I had it stabilized with a stick. And I took the brace off today. It was Saturday, so it's been about a week and 2 days. But with the renew and the fact that all I came out of that fall with was a sprained finger is pretty miraculous. But anyway, the finger is functioning in a week and 2 days, and it was a pretty deep sprain. But the fact that my body, cooking on all burners, I guess, and to fall that hard and not come out of it with anything more drastic than that finger being sprained. And if there's people that are new on the call, Debbie, I can share what happened with my eye if you want me to.
Well, there's supposed to be new people, but it's hard for me to see everybody. So go ahead. That's always an amazing testimonial to me. I mean, you should have lost your eyesight. So,
Could have. So I was cleaning a car battery with a wire brush, and a little bit of the battery acid got in my right eye, and it was excruciatingly painful. I kept it wet with the liquid Asea for 2.5 days, and it was bloodshot, bruised, and swollen. But in 2.5 days, the molecules sent a signal to that battery acid burned eye to either repair the burned cells or replace them. And my eye was whole in 2.5 days. So it was pretty miraculous.
that
Yeah,
is
the short one.
amazing. That is an amazing testimonial, as always. And your sprain thing, even Karen Riley noticed it from the stage. You fell so hard. So, and asked you if you were okay. So it's, yeah, the fact that your bones, no other bones broke and all this kind of stuff at age 66, I think that's a huge, another giant ASEA testimonial. You need to quit having those, Pearl, though.
The people that don't put the backpacks in the aisles.
Exactly.
Anyway,
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you. And Frank, you have another one? And then,
Just
go
very
out.
briefly. I have a
Okay.
group in California. She just escaped the fire in paradise with her life. She's 76, and
Oh.
anyway, to make a long story short, she's been in and out of the hospital subsequent to the fire, and aside from the usual checks and whatnot, there's nothing that's helped alleviate her pain. She took 10 ounces of Asea yesterday and woke up 8 to 10 hours later, and her pain is gone. So that's it.
Wow. And she was having pain from like breathing in the smoke and stuff?
She has some difficulty breathing, yeah, and
Okay.
some other issues. I mean, associated, I think, probably with the fire. But she was able to get past the pain in a matter of hours.
Fabulous. Oh, that's wonderful. And she was 76. That's again another huge testimonial.
Absolutely, thanks.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for all those testimonials. As you can see, ASEA does so many different things for so many different people. You can see how powerful it is because it just goes for damaged cells. Doesn't matter what they are, just damaged cells. I have one announcement that popped in that was on your chat. Sylvie Wilmot is having, she says to mark your ASEA calendar for a meeting at Total Wine in Woodland Hills on February 26th, coming up next month. And stay tuned for more info and to register because they'll be having limited seatings. So again, Woodland Hills, I'm assuming, is in California.
Yes, in
So,
it's in
yes,
the
thank
valley.
you.
It's in
Just
the
making
valley.
sure.
I decide to go around. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The plan is to try to have something starting in California, so it's open to anybody. And I
Okay.
will do an Eventbrite. It's about 30 seats. And
Okay, it's 30, all right.
I mean, hey, listen, I love to have more people in the door,
Oh, sure.
So, but it's a free event because the location is free.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
send your guest. If you cannot be there, send me an email, and I would be more than happy to welcome them on your behalf.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Sylvie. That's wonderful. I have somebody new in California myself. She's in the San Francisco area, but she might have friends down there. So I will let her know if she's not on, maybe on.
what was the date again, Deb?
February 26th.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen again very quickly. I know people have really started moving up with what they're doing. And so I always love to make the announcements of people who have gone up in rank. And again, I promised I would have the the Ascent winners. And like I said, I just flew in. So I'm sorry, I did not get that. I will definitely do that next week because I know we have a lot who are in the top 6 and above. And many of them are on our call tonight. So I would really love to recognize them. So I will get that in order, and I will also put it out as an email congratulating them. So please, I can't get everyone on my distribution list, so please pass this on to your team so that they'll see their name. But huge congratulations for the rank advancement this week. We have new directors Angel Sun and Lily Zhang. We have new director 300s Suzanne Bohannes and Carol Foy. We have new director 700s Moses Vaitai, Yi Zhang, Fan Ying Guo, Yang Huan Sun, Joan Callahan Hulsey, Francisco Batista Mena, and Loredana Elizabeta Lina, new director 700s. We're very proud to be working with all of you. Thanks for sharing the information with people and having them try Asea. We know what it can do for them. You've just heard the testimonials. So now I would like to get to the new people, and I'd like the new people to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about yourself and why you looked at Asea. I'd like you to do it in about a minute. I don't want to be a bad guy, but we have other things to go over, and we would like you to do it in about a minute's time. So does anyone have anyone to introduce who is new, who might be on the call tonight?
I do, Debbie.
Okay, Julie. Yes, congratulations on a very successful event.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, in Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Yes, who knew?
Yep.
So I would like to introduce Ashley Bias. Ashley has been part of our team since the very beginning. She's actually my stepdaughter. However, after last night, a light bulb turned on with her. So Ashley,
Perfect.
Can you unmute your line?
Yeah, excuse me, unmuted me. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
Oh, hey,
We
Debbie,
can't
how are
see you,
you?
but we can hear you.
Yeah, I didn't want you to see me, sorry. My son's in the bath. I don't know, he might run through here nude here any second, so.
Okay.
But I'm a realtor, and I've always appreciated what Asea has done for me thus far. I was talking with my sister. It's actually her birthday today. She's had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis since she was 2, and she turned 39 today, and she had 2 knee replacements I guess about a year ago. And I was reminding her that she only puts Asea in her eyes, which her eye damage was a side effect of her juvenile rheumatoid autoimmune disease. And her eye doctor cannot believe the reverse in damage, like just can't believe it. So that's one thing. So I signed up someone below me today, and her husband's a physician. So I'm looking forward to getting him on the webinar you talked about Wednesday with the medical professionals.
Yes, perfect.
And then personally, what I told last night at Julie and my event was that, I personally suffer from acne and things like that the gel has helped me, but I didn't think about it until today. But sorry if this is embarrassing for anyone, but I suffer from alcohol addiction. And when I quit drinking, my labs were through the roof. My liver enzymes, everything was elevated. Like if I wanted to die, there was no problem. I was well on my way.
Oh, God.
But 102 days sober, I had my labs run again. And the reason I did was because I had hit my deductible and it was the end of the year. So I went ahead and did it.
Sure.
And I'd been drinking 8 ounces of Asea. And these were the words from my doctor: Ashley, you are a healthy, healthy woman. And that was 3 months after quitting drinking and upping my Asea. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think a shot of Asea is better than a shot of tequila if that's what you want in your life. I'm just saying, I switched them out.
Well, we are so happy for you, so proud. That's absolutely wonderful, and what a great testimonial. And we're so happy you're actually joining us, because you can help turn around other people's lives just like yours was. That's just beautiful. Thank you.
And I told my sister, I can't believe this has done all this for your eyes and you're not putting it in your body. So hopefully I'm going to have her on here pretty quickly.
Perfect. And you're getting congratulations in the chat bar. So thank you, Ashley, for sharing. That's just beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have someone new? We have a lot of people on. Is anyone new that would like to introduce themselves? I'll put it that way. I'm looking, but there's a lot of people to look at. Okay. There's Joe Christogor. He could introduce himself. He's kind of new at this point. Joe's been taking a little bit of a break. All right. So no one else has? I keep getting chats, so I'm sorry. I'm looking. All right. I know there's been a lot of signups, please, I'll just encourage you all, if you have someone new, even if they're just a preferred customer and they just, they don't want anything to do with the business, they could at least be on and hear the testimonials and ask any question they would like, maybe about the product or how to use it or anything like that. So please encourage your new people to get on, even if it's just once. They can see, that they're part of a bigger team. It's a huge eye-opening experience to see this many people on a phone call to talk about Asea, the business, and the products and stuff like that, and to know that you're part of a team that love to help each other. I mean, Dick Walker put it beautifully when he said we were cross-line and we help each other all the time. Leland's also cross-line. He's going to be on the call next week. We have no financial ties at all either, but he has agreed to help us, and I help, David and I both help Terry and Leland in that whenever we can. So anyway, all right. Yes?
This is Jeanette Chambers.
Hi, Jeanette.
Hi. I want to at least acknowledge you for your commitment. I know that some of the new people may not understand the time, the effort, and the commitment that you put into this business day in and day out. Things happen in people's lives, like you just mentioned, that Joe took a break.
Sure.
And through everything that you've gone through, I don't remember you taking a break. And I thank you for that, because I too have taken a break recently, and now coming back into the fold, I admire you even more that you never took a break.
Well, thank you. I did take a little bit of a break when my mom lived with me and I was taking care of her. I wasn't doing quite as much. And I think that happens for everyone. I mean, you have people that you love, that you care about, that you want to help, and sometimes you can't do as much as you would like to do. But thank you, Jeanette. That's very kind of you. David and I do try to make a commitment every single week. And that's why it's very nice to do this together, because if he's doing a presentation like he's doing tonight, I can be on. If I'm traveling and stuff, he can be on. So it's very helpful, and we love our team. We love working with all of you, and we just really want to be here for you in any way we can. And we just want to get you just up and going and having your own team phone calls.
We like yours so much.
Well, I stayed on Cindy Bucks for a very, very long time. She finally said, "You're a diamond. You need to start your own call." I'm like, okay.
Well,
I know. But and of course, when you start your own calls, when you're diamonds, David and I will be on them. So it'll be a beautiful thing. We'll all still be working together. That's not a thing.
well, I look forward to that too. But in the meantime, I really wanted you to know I get the dedication and focus that it takes to keep the momentum where it is. So thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. And for me, this is just, since the beginning, this is the most exciting time that I've ever been in Asea. It was very exciting at the very beginning, and then, looking back, you can see where Vertus made his business decisions a lot as to where to put his energy and focus in getting a production facility and going into countries where the FDA didn't have their long reach and stuff. Getting a great IT system, putting in a new phone system that's still having its glitches. all the things that they have done to help us get this to be a very solid company slowed us down. And now we can take off. And to me, this is just such an exciting time to be in. And I want to pass that on to any new people coming in. This is just such an exciting time. I mean, people are, as Dick Walker said, 6 years ago, the doctors weren't ready to listen. Now they're ready to listen. There's enough scientific evidence and PubMed studies and everything else out there that they're going, okay, what is this stuff and what's it doing for people? And they're really starting to listen, even though you'll still get some no's, trust me. But at least you can come back now and say, well, I don't know why you're saying no. Here's this, and this. So anyway, that's what's happening right now. And again, it's just a very exciting time to be in. I'm going to ask real quickly because we still have about 20 minutes. If we're going to do this for a full hour, we don't have to. Does anybody have any questions about anything? David and I will be doing the 3 webinars this coming Wednesday. So you'll have 4 webinars on Wednesday. You'll have one at 8 in the morning, one at 1 p.m. Eastern, and these are all Eastern times, and then one at 9 p.m. Eastern after the doctor's webinar. I think you'll be able to get on and do that. And that's for our team. And then Alan Noble will be doing his Discover Asea again this week with Chuck and Tammy Gates. So that will be on. And then, of course, there's the doctor's panel that Dick Walker just spoke about on at Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So you're going to have a lot of different webinars this coming week that you can get people on, which will be wonderful. I'm also going to do now that my voice finally came back, it took a while and it's still low. I'm still got my sexy on, but I will be doing my new associate training tomorrow again. And I'll be making up a whole venue for that. And you can come on if anybody's not understanding something, your back office, how to do something, whatever, you can come on and just ask that question and I'll go over it and then you can pop back off again. So there'll be a lot of things you can plug into. Yes?
Training is 8 o'clock Eastern, right? Your training on Tuesday?
Training is at 8 o'clock Eastern, yes, because starting soon, that'll be not this week, but next week, Asea is going to be putting on 9 o'clock trainings on the first, second, and third Tuesday of the month. And then Trish just put it out that on the 4th Tuesday, she'll have the animal webinar. Now, I don't know if everybody saw that, so I'm going to pull that up here in a minute. Amy Nolan asked if we could post the Zoom for Dick Walker's webinar. You just go to discoverasea.com. I did post the number for it, though, on Debbie's Diamond Club. So if I post everything for the team there, so I posted this flyer, and I can send it out also to everybody on my team, but it's in Debbie's Diamond Club on Facebook, so you can get the number. But you're just going to go to Discover Asea, just like you do for Alan. He turned over his webinar site to Gina for the night on Wednesday. And then I guess, Alex, you have a new person. His name is Alexander, and he wants to say hello.
Hi, Debbie.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm not sure if he's on here. Tim, are you on there? No. I don't know if anybody can hear me.
No, we can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay. Is Tim Martin on there? He's somebody that I signed up about a little over a week ago. I'm not sure if you got a chance to get on. I didn't see him, but there's like about 80 people on there, so I'm not sure if you guys can see all the names.
Well, anybody can see the names if you just click on
Gallery view.
the participants, and they're in alphabetical order. So I'll scroll down, but I don't see a Tim. It goes from Sue to Vicky, so there's no T on here.
You probably didn't get a chance to get on. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go to Trish Winkler's Let me type in Trish, because I'd like to show you everything that she put out today. In case you don't get it, and if you don't get her newsletter, that's one of the best things you could go sign up for. What just happened to it? There it is. It's one of the best things you could go sign up for. If you go to A Team Support, you can sign up for Trisha's newsletters. She really keeps you abreast, especially if you're doing this as a business. She keeps you abreast of everything that's happening and coming up. So, as she says, coming soon, did you know that beginning in February, Asea Corporate will be hosting Tuesday night webinars on the first, second, and third Tuesday of every month. So on the first Tuesday, it's going to be the In Touch call. So that's when corporate reaches out to keep you up to date with the latest Asea Corporate announcements. So any promotions they'll be having for that month, or any new announcements, any bigger rank advancements, anything like that, Asea Corporate talks about. If they're changing the phone system, if they're changing IT, if whatever they're doing, if they're opening a new country, it will all be on the In Touch call. So that's the first Tuesday, and these will probably be about half an hour to maybe 45-minute phone calls. On the second Tuesday, there'll be a product training by corporate. Now, we haven't seen any of these, so I don't know exactly what that'll be about, but they'll probably be going over ingredients and products and how to take them and how to use them. And I don't know if they'll talk about what they can kind of do as far as cell change or regeneration or something like that. Might be going over that too. And then the Thursdays will be a leadership training. So if your thoughts and goals are to become a leader in this company, you'd want to tune into that. I know Tyler does a lot of leader trainings and goes over the qualities and how to improve yourself, and do an overall assessment of yourself and what you would like to get better in. And I know for me, one of the things I wanted to do was be a better speaker. So and it was granted to me to get the training from Kara Holt. And she was an amazing speaker at Envision. And I'll go over that a little bit also right now. So all three webinars will be available at aseaintouch.com. Again, you're just going to go there, and you won't need a number. You'll just type in aseaintouch.com, and it will take you right into the Zoom meeting. You will have to have Zoom downloaded for these. So again, one of the first things you should teach anyone new coming into your business is to sign up for Zoom. It's free, it's easy to use, and they'll need it for our team phone calls, for the Asea calls, for anything that they're doing, they'll need it. At each phone call, are in all the different time zones, and I always say Eastern, so it's 9 p.m. Eastern. And then, as she said, the fourth Tuesday of every month, Triple Diamond Beth Wofford, who owns a horse farm in Kentucky and raises racing horses and trains them, she'll continue to host the animal webinar. And again, that will be at 9 p.m. So every Tuesday, there will be a call that you'll be able to plug into if it's something that you want to listen to. And you can get, of course, new people on them also. So the A-Team Health Professional webinars will be discontinued. They are still going to be archived at healthprowebinar.com. So if you want to send anybody to a webinar done by a doctor or a health professional, then those are invaluable. And even Dr. Gary Samuelson's even on it. And she did a marvelous job of interviewing and getting questions answered for people. So if you've got any medical people, again, you could send them one of those also. Again, and then she posted this, and here's the number, Amy, on here. It's 775-670-145 if you prefer to use a number. But again, you can just go to discoverasea.com on Wednesday night. That place holds 500 people, so hopefully everybody will be able to get on. But again, any medical person that you know, please try to get them on that. It should be a very fascinating and informative webinar. Again, here's Alan Noble with Chuck and Tammy Gates. They're coming up. Chuck and Tammy are great strategists. They've been in network marketing for about 40 years. They started in their 20s. Well, not quite 40 years yet, but they started in their 20s, and they've been doing network marketing and very successfully. They're usually the fourth earner in Asea or something like that. So they've been extremely successful and Chuck can talk to anybody and get people just to open up and talk. And Tammy's a strategic genius as far as what to do with your business and stuff. And so anyway, they are wonderful to listen to. And then she goes into, just so you can see a newsletter of hers, she goes into the, again, upper levels, bronze and above, any rank advancements. And she tries to get their photos so you can see who they are. So if she can find them and get them, or if, a lot of times I will send in my rank advancements to her so she can use the photos. It's just a help to her. And then she does upcoming events. So as you can see, there's David Silverman front and center. The DeLand, Florida one he's doing today, and the Melbourne, Florida one he's doing tomorrow with Danielle Matthews. She was one of our speakers at Envision. Then in Denver and Golden, Colorado, there's a Super Saturday with the Bucks. Paul Tyra, Nancy Tunnell, Jackie Wetzler, and many other, and Peg Coates, if you know any of them and want to go. It will be a fantastic event. Norfolk, Virginia, I'll be with Ed Weens and Rebecca and Dr. Michael, who's on the medical professional board. He is very well spoken about Asea, and he had a tremendous testimonial. So if you've got anybody in that area, make sure they get there. Terrytown, New York on February 9th, also with Dr. Foster and Terry Malmed, Karen Riley, and MJ Durkin, who is a network marketing specialist who's going to be giving some instructions to people up there. Phoenix, Arizona on February 16th with Dr. Aaron Kaufman and Chuck and Tammy Gates, because they'll be there for the winter, and other local leaders. Los Altos, California on February 23rd with Trish Schwinkler and local leaders. I think, isn't that the same night? No, February 26th is Sylvie's. Anyway, and then Portland, Oregon on February 23rd, also another Super Saturday. And then she also goes into different countries. So if you've got people in Australia and Europe, Asia, in Europe, you'll know what's going on. And then, of course, she has the annual events posted up there. And she goes into the Charge Up Call, which, again, I'm promoting the Charge Up Call. Even if you have anyone new, even if they're just using the product and they're a preferred customer, get them on the Charge Up Call. Make them commit to 2 weeks of listening to testimonials at least. They will be astounded at what Asea can do, because in a 2-week period, you'll hear all different kinds of testimonials, just like you did on our call tonight. And they'll be going over what this does for various cells in your body and what it can do. The last thing I wanted to talk about was Kara, our speaker at Envision, who is a speech and expert at speaking. She's also an actress, so she made it very entertaining for us at Envision. And many of you were there, so I'll probably ask you to chime in for just a few minutes. But she was talking about how to use your hands and where the area is that you should use your hands when speaking. She was talking about the tilt of your head, because if I'm speaking to you like this, I'm going to look like I have a little bit of an attitude and like I'm kind of above you. If I'm holding my head down and I'm kind of looking at you from down below, I'm feeling subservient. I'm not feeling worthy. I'm not feeling good enough. Her thoughts to us was to keep your head level. That's called level-headedness. And she went through all kinds of different things that were wonderful about the resonance of your voice and how to speak, and the importance of not using filler words like and so like. A lot of people go so like this or so like that, or like. There's so many filler words, and that takes away from what you're saying. People start focusing on the things that you keep saying over and over, and and it makes them confused. So she's offering a class, and I don't believe it's quite started yet. And David Silverman went and put his name in, so people in our team could use his name to get it for the cheaper amount. So I think you can still go and sign up for that, and I'll have to find out where you go for that. I have the paper here. Here it is. So the special pricing for 1 to 9 participants was $200. The special pricing for 10 or more, and there's already way over 10 signed up for David Silverman's group, was $150. And it comes in 30 modules, and she speaks to you about everything. There's practices, there's things to hear from her, and I've done half of it, and I just found it invaluable, especially when I was speaking, and I still have time that I'm able to complete that, so I'll be completing mine. So you get a free book for enrollment, you get a free, and she wrote a book called The Credibility Code, and you get the free sound bites. You get an hour follow-up webinar exclusively for Asea that she's going to do. And you can order if you go to speechskills.com/Asea, you can sign up. And again, if you want to use David Silverman's name, you'll get it for the cheapest cost there. She goes over posture, gesture codes, vocal cords, derailer codes, and eye contact codes or conduct. Would anyone like to say anything about if they saw her at a vision about her?
She was fantastic. But the classes are now $150 for anybody who signs up with Asea, and they can sign up until February 28th.
Thank you, Lisa. That's wonderful.
And it started actually today.
Oh, they started today. Okay, perfect.
Right.
But she'll send you these individually. So, and you can sign up at any time. You'll get yours individually. You can do it at your own leisure. You can do 1 module. You can do 5. I mean, they're very quick and easy. They're maybe 30 minutes each. About that. Anyone else?
I think they have a 6-month cap on it, though.
Yes. I think she terminates it in 6 months. So anyway, but there's plenty of time for you to get finished in 6 months. So it starts today, but I think she'd give you 6 months from when you started, I would assume. I don't know. Anyone else want to say anything? I mean, would you suggest it? Michael, you seem to be taking it.
Absolutely, I would suggest it. I go to Toastmasters.
Yes.
I've been going to them for 3 years. This goes deeper.
Perfect. Thank you.
So like in Toastmasters, they teach you to keep the eye contact. She says keep it 3 to 5 seconds to be really effective.
Yes. Yes, that's true. If you're skimming your audience, they're not connected to you. If you can tune into somebody for 3 to 5 seconds and then move to someone else and move to someone else, you're engaging everybody in your audience. She was quite amazing. Anyone else want to say anything?
Hey, how you doing, Debbie? It's Richard.
Hi, Richard. I'm good.
It was great, and I think if you're gonna do this and at whatever level, why not learn? And the skills you pick up, whatever you pick up, is going to make you better. Everything that makes you better helps you to go. So, and like the Asea code is, what do you got to lose? You might learn. So, anyways, that's my thoughts.
Absolutely. And just so you know, this isn't just for speaking on stage. You don't have to ever do that if you don't want to. If you get to be diamond, they'll ask you to say a few words, but this is just for communication in general. I mean, it would be a wonderful asset to have these kind of communication skills with your family or your friends so that they feel engaged with you and you're able to communicate much better with them. So it's not just for speaking on a stage or anything. It's for every communication in your life.
I thought it was fascinating when she shifted her posture by 1 inch. She sat straight up in that chair and then said, "Watch my body change." And she shifted down onto her tailbone 1 inch. You talk about incremental difference. That was fascinating.
Absolutely.
My
Yes.
son's a trained piano player, and they taught posture before they taught those keys. Those children learned posture. And the quality of sound on the keys came from their hips, came from the structure of their posture from their hips.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it matters a lot.
Well, I can tell you that she was sitting straight up, and then she just slouched just 1 inch, and it did, as Pearl said, it made a huge difference. So of course I've got this ongoing thing with Terry Latham. I happen to have a picture of him slouching, if you guys can see that. So while that was going on, I sent that to Terry and I said, "So what does this posture tell you about me?"
I'm sure he's going to appreciate the fact you just shared that all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. He will. I didn't send it to you guys. I just have it. Anyway, I got a text back from him that just said, "You're on." So I'm in trouble now. Anyway. All right. Well, it's the top of the hour, and I do have some three-way phone calls that I'm going to get to. And so I will stop the recording.